morning, friends. It is Friday, and it is one of those weeks where I both feel like, how is it already Friday? But also, it should already be the weekend at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't know what it's been about this week. I had Monday off, so it's been a short week, but it has still felt long and overwhelming. I'm currently looking at my to-do list to figure out what I can actually wrap up this week and what is going to be one of those move to next week sort of situations. I've been struggling to prioritize time working on our design system this week. I'll leave a link on a card to watch the design system update video I made. But it's a really important project, but it's one of those ones that is so large that it just, I don't know. I find myself working on the stuff that is more like immediate and urgent, but I know that that is just going to get me into a mess if I don't start prioritizing this design system stuff. So I have it on my to-do list. Clearly, like the me who set this to-do list at the end of last week understood that I was struggling with, because what it says is spend 1 hour exploring illustration ideas for the product overview page. 1 hour. Surely that is something that I can get done today. In previous weeks, I just had product overview page on the list, and of course, then I never got to it. So that is really something I need to do today. I'll show you what I'm talking about there. So this is the product overview page. You've seen me work on this in co-working club streams, in several vlogs, but this is a placeholder illustration for the top here. Hopefully it communicated the vision, but yeah, I want to try figure out what this could actually look like in reality. Same with product imagery. Yeah, we have these little screenshots of our product with floating bits of UI. I think they're too small at the moment to really see a whole lot of what's going on there. So I just want to see what I can do about that to get the product itself to take up a bit more space. And I had feedback, especially that at this screen size is too small, which makes a lot of sense. And I might need to make a change to this UI. I also need to spend some time working on some communication stuff to do with like team, vision, structure, that sort of thing. So really, like, we're going high level all the way zoomed in to the pixels today, which yeah, makes for some challenging mental shifts, but it's what needs to get done. I have a few hours of meetings this afternoon, and I also have a dentist appointment coming up in an hour. So what I think I'm gonna do for the next hour is, I think for the next hour I'm going to work on communication stuff, because I would love to get a live stream in today. So I might be able to do that when I come back from the dentist. This is riveting stuff, isn't it? You just watched me work through my to-do list for a few minutes. Yeah. I would honestly love to know what you want to see in vlogs. I will be making more and more vlogs, especially as I'm working on my book. I just find it's just a bit easier to fit into my schedule than like planning, writing, and like filming a proper video, if that makes sense. But I do want to make sure that you're getting what you want out of these vlogs, that you're finding them interesting, that I'm showing the things that you want to be seeing. My goal with them is just to show you what life is like as a remote working designer, leading a team at a small tech company. So if there's ever anything in particular you want me to go into detail in these vlogs or to show, then please leave a comment, let me know. I'm always open to that sort of feedback. But for now, I think I'm going to open up my trusty FigJam. I swear I spend more time in FigJam these days than in Figma, like working in Figma files themselves, and not too mad about it. Well, that was easy. She looked in my mouth for like 30 seconds and was like, everything looks fine. Quite a contrast to last year when I went to the dentist. They told me I needed my wisdom teeth out, so then I went through the whole surgery process for that. So yeah, good. Finally having some good teeth news. Well, that was fun. Managed to fit in a short little live stream, just an hour, but still, like, better than nothing. That was an hour of focusing on the design system and getting my head around component properties. Let me show you briefly what I worked on, just so you don't have to watch the whole hour-long live stream to see. So this quote block here Whoa, okay, what's Nora doing? Apparently climbing, okay. We'll leave her to it. This is a quote block on a new product overview page, and I wanted to set it up as a component in the design system because I think we'll also use it on other pages within the feature section of our site. So I've set it up, I have variants, and also been getting my head around component properties. So well, let's come over here and look at one. So I have all of our brand colors. I have the option to have the photo on the left or the right. And then we have these component properties to change the quote, the creator name, and the byline, and to choose whether you want to show the link or not. I definitely feel like that was time well spent. I was feeling super out of the loop on not understanding component properties enough, like in practice. I feel like I got them in theory but not in practice. So yeah, that was good. I did not yet though start on the illustration for the product overview page, but I have meetings starting in 20 minutes. I want to get my like thoughts in order, get my notes for what I want to get out of these meetings. I always like to do that because one, I feel like as a manager, it's like on me to make sure the meetings are productive, that I'm communicating the right feedback to people on my team, etc. And also just in general, I think it's good practice to think about what you're hoping to get out of a meeting before you have it. Sometimes there are meetings where you just show up and shoot the shit and chat, but yeah, these meetings today, they actually have needs. They're not just connection meetings. So I'm gonna type some notes up about that. Then I'll have to get on to the illustration thing in a gap between meetings later on today. I also just realized that I was wearing this shirt in my last vlog as well, and I swear that I have washed it since then. It's just that it's my favorite shirt at the moment, so you'll probably be seeing it a bunch. Oh man, we just had like a 2.5 hour planning meeting. Planning for our next cycle. We work in these 6-week cycles with a 2-week cool down. So yeah, that was a lot. My eyes hurt from staring at the screen. I have another hour-long meeting to end the day, and I have not gotten, I mean, yeah, we knew I was gonna end up saying this. I have not finished my to-do list. I've not gotten as far as I wanted to, but I do feel like the extra time that we spent in that planning was really useful. I'm gonna like show you a super zoomed out version of what we worked on because I don't know if we want to share all of our plans just yet. We share a lot of things, you know, but I want to be careful. I was using FigJam to take notes. You can see this is cycle 4, cycle 5, cycle 6 as we were going, and it was very useful to have this like visual look at the plans we were talking about. FigJam is just like the way my brain works, you know, like seeing things mapped out visually, being able to color code and stuff like that. I just love it so much. Okay, let's rally. 10 minutes to go until my next meeting. I want to start up a doc for us to work in, and then I need to round out my day by we do these check-ins every single week in this tool called 15.5. I talked about this in my video I made about how I plan my week. I'll link to that. This tool asks us questions of like, has my priorities that I set for this week in it that I can mark as complete or like put notes on. It asks, what do you intend to accomplish between now and your next check-in? So that's where I sort of like start roughly planning my week of the key, like the big rocks of the things that I need to get done next week. It asks what went well this week, what's your biggest challenge right now, and then there's a space to like give a high five virtually to people on the team too. It's a nice routine to end the week with, you know, filling this out, starting to think ahead to next week. I find I can like shut off for the weekend easier if I've done this because I know that I'm not like having to think about planning next week and that like I've already started, right? I can just show up on Monday and start tackling the plans that I made on Friday. So overall, I'm just gonna like look at my calendar and count this up. I will have spent 4.5 hours in meetings today, and it's meant to be no meeting Fridays, but what that often ends up being for those of us in management is that it's free space on the calendar time to get together with like a wider group of people. So that's what, yeah, we were doing in the planning meeting. Definitely worth doing though. Anyway, when you've been at ConvertKit for 5 years, you get a month-long sabbatical, paid time off, like extra on top of your regular vacation time. And my sabbatical is coming up in like just a few weeks. And so planning is really important for me right now because I want to make sure that my team has what they need when I go out on leave. It's honestly like, it's exciting but also stressful to think about not working for a month not being in my work Slack, not checking in on what's going on. I'm planning on like completely checking out and not being involved at all. But yeah, it does mean that I need to set my team up with a plan so that they know what needs to happen and who they should talk to about different things that might come up while I'm out. Anyway, because we had that planning meeting, I am starting to feel slightly better at that, which is good. Okay, let's get on with making this doc and this last meeting of the day. I really honestly feel like I could use another coffee, and that is probably not a smart thing to do at 7 p.m, so I'm gonna power through. I did it! I made it through Friday. Dinner is on its way, which is good because I'm very hungry and do not feel like cooking. The computer is shut down. I think I'm going to go open a beer and yeah, slide into weekend mode. Thanks for watching this vlog. I hope it was interesting just to see a regular old work day in my life. One that had more meeting time than I expected and I got less done than I expected. So what else is new? If you were one of the people who joined me for the live stream, thank you very much for showing up. It's always so nice to, yeah, see all your faces in there. I'm going to try and make them a more regular Friday thing. But yeah, like I said, I'm going on sabbatical soon, so I won't be doing work during that time. I might be creating some other things though, like I'm thinking of working on my website as part of it, but yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a good week, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!